and your college name. Okay. So we have discussed is what are the agendas we are going to follow, right? So like handling the HTML events, animations, and reading elements, state and data, and form handling and validations. So how we are going to do this? So first, handling the HTML events. So before that, we know how to use this. For Annamachari also I'm telling. Okay. So for example, whatever if you are writing a code for something like, see here, there is a JavaScript. You can go with any kind of editors. Same thing, Notepad plus plus. I already discussed about Notepad plus plus yesterday, and also you can use Visual Studio Code, or you can go with the Sublime. Okay, so whatever it is easy for you, you can use that. And next is, so we know how to import the that is script code in JavaScript, right? So what are the ways we can upload using a head elements? So within the head elements, we can specify like this: scripts, or else you can import it on the body elements. Okay, or else the third one is, or else I can give the external style sheet. Okay, so I can import it on the head element. That is, if you create any external files, that is external files in the sense the JavaScript file I'm talking about. Okay, if you create any external files, JavaScript file, then you need to upload it in a like this. You need to give src file and oh, sorry, one second. Okay. And the if you see that if you created any JavaScript external file, then you need to mention here. So what is the file name? So example, my file name is file.js. I need to mention that. Okay. So like this you will be doing, and you have to close this. This is an element. Okay, this is not a empty tag. Link is an empty tag. Okay. So next thing is, okay, first we'll see how to handle the HTML events. So you can see multiple events, right? So you can also perform, open this notepad plus plus. So what are the different events we have? Example, we have mouse events, we have keyboard events, we have form events, drag events. Like this, we have multiple events. Okay. So now we will discuss what are the different events and what are the different examples we have for this. Okay. So first, First, we will see about mouse events. So, mouse events are on click, and we have something called on PDL click. Okay, and if you go with key events, that is keyboard events, we have some certain keyboard events. Example. So these are some examples I'm giving. Okay, so keyboard events. In keyboard events, if you see, there is something like on key down, on key press, and on key up. So like this, we have different things. So we'll see some example on that. Okay. So like this, I have a drag events. Okay, and then something called as form events, clipboard events. So to make the page interactive, so we are using events here. Okay. So first, I'll make a code for on-click event. It is very simple. If I go here and just I'm giving some element. Okay, so element like a button. Sorry. So in button, if you see type equals to button. Okay, and I'm giving some value for this button, or better, you can give a name. So it as a click here and just close this button. Okay, and after creating this, I need some functionality for this one. For that, I'm creating a script. Right? If I click on that button, something is going to happen. Okay, so for that reason, I'm creating a function, and the function name I'll be giving it as click off. Just close this, and then I want some prompt box to be asking enter your um, annual income. Like this it will be showing up. Okay, so when I click on this, so I want to interact with this button. So how I'll be interacting with this button? So only using 1 minute. Okay, if you see, if I click on this button, something will be prompt. Let's go here, and in the D drive, so I've saved in this as a JavaScript. This one. If I click on this button, I'm not getting anything. Why? Because I'm not given any instructions. So to create an instruction, so if I click on this, something is going to happen. Okay. So what is the function name? It is click off. Like this, it will be there. Okay. So if I refresh this, if I click on this, So we'll check what is the error. Just go to the inspect. So here it is not showing any error. Then what happened? So it is on click. I have given a function name. Let me change the name as A, and also I'm changing here to be A, and this gonna be alert. Yeah, it is working now. Okay, so like this we'll be getting. If I change this to be DBL, so then what happen is you go here and refresh this. So you need to click this button for two times. One, two. So you are getting the this one, this alert box. So next thing is we'll see about a mouse events. So how we can handle the mouse events. So the mouse events, I'll go with the mouse over event. If I hover, my cursor on the text, so what happens? Something is going to be reflected. So here I will change this button to be some text, or okay, let it be like this. To check in this button also. See here, here when I hover, the arrow on this button, so it is hovering. So if you want to, I'll make you clear one more time. So if I am using some H1 tag, okay, so slash H1. So I'm not going to use this attribute here. Just cut it off and put in this heading. Okay. So once you refresh this, if you go here and I'll give some text like welcome. This is a text I've given. I'm just going to refresh this. If I hover, but just over on this text, what happened? So my alert box is just giving. So next thing is a focus event. The same thing, but I'm going to use it for the focus. Focus is nothing but, for example, I have some input field. If I click on that input field, something is going to change. Okay, it will identify. It will make the user to know that the user have clicked that particular input box. So for that, I'm just giving input the type equals to text, and the IB giving us A again. Sorry, and on focus. Focus is an attribute. Here I will be mentioning B off my function. Just close this, and here what is the function name which I have given? It is B. Okay, and what I will do is just go here and change a document dot get element by ID. This is nothing but I already told you, right? So document is in a property, so that is an object. So this object has a multiple methods. So one method is called as a, so in that we have only one method, that is get element by ID. Okay, so here I'll be giving this to be dot style dots some background. So here what I'm doing is I'm going to color this text box. Okay, in this ID I'm just giving us A, giving us A, and next is dot style. So style in the sense, if example, if I'm going to give presentation through a JavaScript, then I will use this style as an object. And what is the property you have to mention here, and then the value. So I'm giving it as Sion, like this. If I go and refresh, you can see some text boxes there. If I click on this, did I miss anything? document.get element. Yes. So now you can see some, a color has been appeared. So if you want to change that to be a text color, yes, that can also be do. You need to mention color. I go here and type something that will be in a cyan color. Okay. And what is called, keyboard, keyboard events. So using a keyboard, so what and all the different things we can make. Okay. So same, I'm going to change this to be a key down. Okay, so it is key down. So here I have mentioned some, method name, that is function name. So same, I'll just keep it as it is. Now, after just selecting this button, this input field, I need some alert message. So for that, after selecting this, I need a alert message. So alert messages, you have pressed the key. So like this, you'll be getting. Okay, so just close this, and if you go and refresh, so you are getting a key is pressed. So nothing but if I click any keys on the keyboard only, it will be reacting. If I click anything on the cursor, it will not going to react. Okay, I'm just clicking on G, it is showing like that. And if I click on escape, yes, it is working. Sorry. And if I click on um escape, so it is working. So if see the same thing, but if I change this to be a key up, so there, we have one more thing called key press. Okay, so if I give this, just go and run this file, and see here it is nothing it is doing. If I click on any characters only, it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. So next is we'll see about um, clip clipboard events. So clipboard events is nothing but if I'm trying to copy something, okay, and I'm just pasting it in somewhere. So it will show you, right? So you have copied something. So that is called as a copy method. So example, we'll see how to do the on copy method. It's the same input field once again. So if you see, if I click on something like change this to on copy, just given as an on copy, and what I'm trying to do is I'm just changing this to be document get element ID. So here I'm mentioning this to be a dot inner HTML. So what happens is it will, so this property, so this is a property actually inner HTML. So what it will do is it will uh, you know fetch the data or change the data of particular element. Okay, for that purpose we are using this and just changing the value, like after fetching the data, I just want this to be the text to be displayed like you copy the text. Okay, so just see here. I go here to the file, refresh this. So I'll give some text so that you can copy. So here I'm adding some value. Yes, if you go and check, you'll be getting a text. So now what I'll do is I'll just copy this. So now if I go to the notepad or something, just paste it off. Here it is paste. So like this, it will be no work. Okay. So this is the main purpose we are using this one. So the next thing is example. So these are the basic events. Okay, just check the events which we have learned today. Okay, and what is now handling HTML events? So how will we handle it? So what is animation? So how we can do an animation in the uh, in JavaScript? So it is very very important because we can create animations in that. So I have a separate file for this. Give me 1 minute. So I'll open this file. Okay. I'll explain you so how we will be designing this page. Okay. So see first, I'm going to create some two container. Okay. So this is my two container. So the first one is my parent container, and the second is my child container. So then after that, I need some button. So what is the process is the parent container will contain the child container which is very small. Okay, it is going to move from the top left to bottom right. Okay, so for this is a the main criteria which we are going to do. So for that what we'll do, we need to create a containers, right? Just go up. I have mentioned this to be id. So what is the width and the height you need to mention. Okay, so the width is 400 pixel and the height is 400 pixels. And then I mentioned the position is to be a relative. Here it is to be absolute. Okay, these are the two containers are created. So as of now we have completed HTML and CSS. If you come down, so at the bottom, so you can see in variable keyword. So I have something called as ID. So that ID is equals to null value. Okay, so null is example, it's going to be empty. Okay, and the function keyword, I'm giving a function name. You can give any name you want. Then I'm assigning some variable for this, like element, pose, like this. I'm assigning. So why I have assigned this element is because I need to get the animation example. I'm going to get this child container because that child container is going to move from one place to the another place, right? So for that purpose, I'm going to get this one because I mentioned this to be an ID. So here we are using a get element by ID. So once it is done, so the next thing is position. So positions, what is the position value? So it is 0. Initially, the position will be in a 0, right? And then a clear interval ID. Clear interval ID is if suppose it attains some a certain point, it becomes a null value. For that, we have created. Next, after clearing the interval, I'm going to assign the ID as set interval. Set interval in the sense I'm going to set the value again. So the animation again. Here I have mentioned two values, right? The first one is called as a callback, and the second one is a seconds. How many seconds or the delay it is going to take. Okay. And when you come down, so this is a function keyword and function name. So this callback and this function name should be same. So in the if condition, the first if condition, what I'm trying to say is if the position becomes 350 pixel, example, if you go and check, so what is the parent container's pixel value? It is 400. So this animation, that is a child container, is going to move from a 50-50 pixels, right? So when it reaches 350 pixel, what happens? Is equals to 350 pixels. It should clear that interval because the parent container, it has only 400 pixels width, right? So in the else keyword, I'm going to increase this position. If it is not attained 350, then it will we will going to increase this position. Okay. So after increasing it, example, I'm going to make this element style to be top. So top is position plus pixel. Okay. I'm going to increase the position pixels value. So while I'm doing that, it will be get increased. So now we will see the output of this animation. So if I click on this button, so you can see it is moving to the bottom. So like this, it will be good. Okay. And next, this is very very important because whenever you go to another technologies, or once you join in the company, okay, whenever you joined in the company, so what happen is you will be learning some new technologies, right? So at the time, okay, so whenever go to the companies, so there will be you will be learning some new technologies. At that time, the DOM is very very important. So if you are going to attend a front end or full stack development, whatever it may be. Okay. So what is DOM? DOM is a document object model. So here you can see. So JavaScript can access all the elements in the web page. You can access, the JavaScript can access all the elements in the sense what? HTML, head, body, title. So these are all called as an element. So each and every element can be accessed, okay, using a DOM model. Okay, so how we can access? Let's see. So first thing is finding a HTML element by ID. So we already know. So we can take some example. So this is the ID. So we are fetching it, right? So just remove this. I can make it as a simple code. So if you go here, I'm giving inputs. Sorry. And here I'm mentioning some characters like this. It is there. And here I'm going to assign some ideas. It's going to be unique, so I'm mentioning that to be a. So inside this script, uh, document dot get element by ID. So what is a method name we need to mention to fetch this ID element? We need this get element by ID. So inside that, I'm mentioning a dot. I'm going to style this. So style dot font size. So that I can go with the background color. So here you can see it has been changed. So if you want to change any other things, just go here, copy this. So like this, it will be moving. Okay. And if I'm trying to use the tag names, so tag names also the same thing. Example. So just you need to change the name. Example, see here. I have some elements. So there is no ID and all. I have only the elements here. So what happened is I'll be changing this to be in a different thing. So how I can do this? Very simple. So let's see if example just copy this. So here you need to mention elements by tag. Okay. So in this particular place, this is a tag name. So you need to mention as P and this column. Let's check. Yeah. So you need to actually see here. This is mentioned as a elements by tag name. So what it is? So it will be in a multiple numbers, right? Sorry. So it will be in a multiple numbers. So what we need to do is inside this tag name, I'm just going to change this as a list of element. Okay. So let's take a list. So here I'm just giving it as li. On this, okay, just remove this. I'm giving a semicolon. So next thing is I want to print this value, right? For that, I want this to be printed inside the head element, and I'm giving an ID name for this. ID name E. Okay. So next, come down here, documents, get element by ID. I'm giving the ID name. What is the ID name? E. Dot inner HTML. So what is I'm just going to have this as a variable. So const. So we have discussed, right, what is constant or variable. So I have not discussed, I think so. Right? So I'll tell you what it is because that is the interview question just asked in companies, IT companies. I'll tell you what is the difference. So now I'm just using a keyword and I've created the variable. Just give a dot. It's gonna be in a let's change this here. So p of dot inner HTML. In this place, I will be giving which one is going to display. Example, I'm changing this to so this will be in an array format. Okay, so this is 0 and this is 1. So I'm just giving as 1. So I will be getting an output as 1. Very welcome. Okay, so this is default. So if I'm changing this to be 0, then what happened? So if I go and refresh, you'll be seeing hello. Okay, so like this, it will be showing up. The next thing is, so again, if you see the class name, so that is also the same thing. But what is the main, variation is, to be changing this to be a class Okay, and sorry, not this one. So let it be ID. Okay, so here I'll be having some class name for this element also. So class is equals to E. Okay, and here I'm giving a class is equals to E. But I have one more class example I'm saying. Okay, if I have one more class and the class name is C, like this. Okay, so here I will be mentioning, I'm going to change this to a class name. What is the class name? It is E, right? So just change this, and this is P of, I want my first output, so 1. So on refresh we'll be getting a, so, so 0 and 1, so I need hello as my output, so I'm mentioning it as 0. Here you can see the output. So this is how it will execute. Okay, and CSS selector we already know. So dot style dot colors or whatever the fonts is you can add. So this is a example they have given. So how will you be changing the things, and what is form validation? So I already told you there are two different types of form validations we have. Okay, so the first one is basic validation. Another one is called as data validation. These are the two we have for the form validation. The first of basic validation is nothing but it will check only the fields whether it has been filled or not. So how we can check using the input attribute and check this, right? But how will be checking this data validation? So data validation is whether it is filled or not, and whether it is has been it is the entered data is correct or not. For this one, so example, let me take this country code example. Okay, so we already designed, so very simple thing. So if you see here, I have an input text, an ID country name, and the name as country name. So this is not important. Okay, what is the main thing is you need to set the pattern. So what is the pattern here? Az right? So like this we have so many example to validate the coding, sorry, that the user informations whether it is correct or not. Okay, so we will check that, so how we can give the input. Okay, I'll do one simple coding. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a two entries. Okay, like form and name. So it's not in the script, so we need to do it in the body element. Okay, so form, what is the form name? My form. One second, one second, one second. One Okay, sorry. So actually, if you see, you can give a form. So, for example, I'm going to fetch the detail of the form. Then I need a form name. So I'm just giving a form name as my form, and I'm going to use the event called on submit. So in this on submit, we need to mention the function name, right? So just close this off, close the form. So inside this, I need some two information. It's nothing but input. So I'm doing a type equals to submit. The value is equals to submit. And then I need a text. So I'm going to check whether the given user details is correct or not. For that validation, I'm going to get the username, F name. Okay, like this it will be there. And after this, so if you go in the script element, okay, just I'm going to code it in the head scripts slash script. Okay, like this. So inside this, I'm going to validate. So give a function name as validate. Okay. So inside, first I will assign the value, a variable. So let's take let keyword. So let equals to x is equals to um, giving a object name and the forms. What is the form name here? It is my form dot and then I'm going to add the I'm going to get the so in the form I'm going to fetch the detail of the f name, right? So f name dot value. Okay. So next is if I'm going to check whether the condition is empty, whether the the user entered the text or not. So if he doesn't enter the text, then what it will throw us is assigning. So please enter your name. So like this, it will be there. One second. Okay, next if you see, I'm just giving as please enter your name. Okay, and then it should return false. After giving these information, what I need to do, I need to combine this with the this one, that is HTML with the JavaScript. So how I will combine? So I'll give the function name. What is the function name? Validate. So here I'm returning some values, right? So you need to give a return. If you go here, just refresh. So I'm not entering anything. So you can see it is asking please enter your name. So like this you'll be evaluating. Okay. And also you can check with the phone numbers and the country code, the same thing. So I'll show you some example. Okay, you can do it later. So I already told this, right? So this is a example A, Z and AC. So I'll run this code. So AZ means nothing but from A to Z, capital letter, and from small a to Z. So what happened is it will check whether the user entered data is within this character, and also it can it may be uppercase or it may be a lowercase. Okay. So, but it needs only the five characters. So I have mentioned this to be a five characters. So let's go and check. I'm just typing as INDIP. So it is accepting. If I give, see here, please match the request format. Three letters country code. So like this, it is showing. You can set information. So example, I'm just raising this and I'm giving a value as 3. Go and refresh. So what it is showing? So it is showing it is doesn't match. If I type this in a capital, it is accepted. So this is a main usage of patterns. Okay, you can test so many example with this. This is all about a form and what is cookies in JavaScript. Actually, see how the cookies are transferred. You can see it in the this image from the web browser to the server. So the request is sent from the browser to the server, and the response cookies is sent from the server to the browser. And finally, what happened if that particular user is reaching that website and again, what happened? The cookie will be saved. It will show how many times this particular person is get into this website. So each and every information will be get saved. So it's like a key value pairs. So if we go here, cookies in JavaScript. So what are the different cookies it will, the length field it will take? Expires and the domain name. It will check with the path and secure and name value. Okay. And so this is a basic example. So I have one example I will show you. So see here, if you see this code, okay, so this is all about cookies. So they have used. So I'll tell you what it is. So see here, I have created one button called the on click attribute, and then I have given a method name. So this is a button. Okay. So result should be viewed in this container. Okay. So just go here. So if you see here, I have given a click counter, which is the function name I have mentioned it here. Just if you go up, I'm going to create some things to check whether that particular person visited the website how many times. So if he visited, the session storage dot click count will be incremented. So these are all the predefined, this is an object which you are using. The type of is nothing but it will use to find the type of the data types. Okay, sorry. So let me run this code. You see here, if I click on this button, so what happened? It's showing the button one times in the session. You have clicked two, three, four. So how many times I'm clicking? So it will be showing that particular thing. So if you want to color this container also, you can do it. Go here. Inside this style. I'm just giving a div and you can make some color for that. I'm using some RGBA value. 130, 120. And also I want that particular text to be highlighted. See here that alone it will be highlighted. So like this, you'll be creating a things. Okay. Next thing is what is called session storage. Okay. So we already see some object called session storage, right, in the previous example. So this is actually for only one session. If the data is deleted and the browser tab is closed. Okay. So then the session will be created. See here to save this session storage, we need session storage dot set item. So what is the key and what's the value? Okay, that you need to mention. If example, if you are going to read the data from the session storage, then you need to get the item of key. If you get the key item of the key, what happens? You'll be seeing this particular value. Example, so if there is a name called Niranjana. So if I have that name, right? So there will be some ID for her. Example, I'm just assigning as a one. One is the ID of Niranjana. Then if I just get the item of that one, what happened? I can see the value Niranjana. So this is how it will be. It is like an objects. Okay. So what syntax of for removing saved data from the session storage. So we can remove this and we can also remove all the things from the session storage. So example, if you go here, I have one session storage example. I can also share this to you. Okay, if I give this, set a cookie, so you can see, the cookie name has been saved. If you go and refresh, you can see the details. Okay, so this is all about sessions and cookies. And as of now, we understood. So these are the very important concepts. Okay, cookies and form handlings, how to get the HTML elements, animations, what are the events we have. Okay, so now we will go to the Java. So what is a Java is all about? See here, these are the some important concepts we are going to learn about Java. Okay, so if you see, so before getting into this, I'll provide you the link to download Java and Eclipse. Okay, Java. So if you are using a different, that is, just go to the Oracle. Okay, just just come down. Here you can see different OS, right? So if you are using Linux, just go with this. Mac, go with this download. In this window, you have to go with this particular. Okay. So here you need to click on installer. Okay. So once you click on this, it will get downloaded on your PC. Okay. So after downloading it, once again, Yes, and also for Eclipse, so here is a link. Okay, I'm sharing this Eclipse link. So Eclipse, this if you come down, we have this option, right? Just click on this, it will get downloaded. Once both of the things is installed, what you need to do is you have to go to the environmental, just click on this edit environmental variable for the account. Okay, and you need to set the path. You just go here, and here also you need to set the path. So just go and edit. Here you can give a name, and this you go here for browser history and where it has been saved. So if you see, okay, so in the Explorer, there is the D drive, sorry, the C drive. There is a C drive. This PC, so this is a C drive. Inside this, if you go program files, okay, here I can see Java JDK versions. So I need to browse that particular thing and I just put it on the path. Okay, after doing this, so actually I have a portable version. Okay, so it is in D drive. So just get it off. So here is our application, Eclipse application. So like this we will be getting. Okay, so if you go here, file, so I need a Java project. So just click on this Java projects, click on next. So it is asking a project name. So I'll be giving uh, just click on first application and click on next. Okay, just click on finish. So it is asking for open perspective. Yes, open perspective. So once you open, you can see your file here, right? GRE files are there and SRC. So now we'll understand what are these. So JRE is nothing but Java Runtime Environment. So it will has a libraries, a list of a different class libraries will be there. And next to this, if you go to the SRC, so in SRC, we'll be creating a Java files. Okay, in this SRC only, we'll be creating a Java files. Okay, so now I just right click on this, go to new, click on class. So I'm giving a class name as welcome. I don't want any package name, so just click on this. So here you can give a package name also. Okay, so here my class name I have mentioned. So, so now we'll understand what it is and how we can do this. Okay, so these are the fundamentals we are going to learn. So this is about Java JS. So J to SE. SE is nothing but a standard edition. Okay. So Java object-oriented paradigms. What are the paradigms we are going to follow? So the OOPS concepts. Okay. So first we'll learn what is Java JDK. Okay. So in Java we have three terms called JDK, JRE, and JV. So JDK is Java Development Kit, and JRE is Java Runtime Environment, and JVM is a Java Virtual Machine. So if you go here, so see here in this folder, in Java folder you can see JDK. So in this Java Development Kit, you have a different folders. Okay. So this JDK will contain JRE files. So a lot of files will be there, and also the compilers will be combined inside this JDK. Then what is JRE? So JRE is within the JDK. So see here, you go and check in this particular file that JRE will be having a list of different libraries has been mentioned. Okay, and what is called JVM? So JVM, so this is a process of JVM. So see here, so when you give a Java program, okay, if you try to execute the Java program, that will not automatically we will get an output because we have to convert that into a machine language, right? So what this JVM will do is, this is a process of JVM. This will convert that Java code into a byte code. Okay, from that byte code will be converted into a machine code. So this in between that process is called as a JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, and also they have mentioned what is JRE is a software package, so which contain JVM plus class libraries will be there. Okay, and so they have mentioned what is JDB also. As before I told, JRE plus compilers and debuggers will be presented. Okay, and what are the variables will be using and how it will be get stored. Actually, if you see the variables is locations to hold the data. So these and all will be having some idea, right? So variable will hold the values. And what are the different Java literals we have? So how to create it? So these are the basic example. Representing the fixed values. So for example, I'm giving a value as boolean equals to some value. It will be showing some value for that. Just come down. So in the data type, we'll be having a boolean, byte, and short, integer, long, double, float, and characters will be listed here in this data type. Okay. So we'll see the basic example for each and everything. Okay, so first we will check with some examples. Okay, Just give me 2 minutes, okay?